Street art by its very nature should be on the street, and I think that's the best place for it. And I think that's where it thrives and where it mutates and comes into something else and changes and people experiment. I think it's got its place. If street art comes into a gallery, then it just means there's another audience of people that are willing to buy into that kind of artwork. The artist is always what's most important. What then happens after that is that the viewer then brings their own ideas and thoughts and feelings to the artwork. And sometimes that is totally different to what the artist intended. But the fact is that at least that person has been stimulated. What's great about street art and graffiti art is that sometimes it can be here today and it could be scrubbed off tomorrow. So there's a lovely sense of some impermanence about it. Street art as vandalism is an interesting point of view because some people do view it as an act of vandalism. But I think that what is today's vandalism is tomorrow's, piece of history. Whereas I believe that in some ways, just tagging anything is pretty indiscriminate. But in 100,000 years' time, some people will be looking at that with a historical eye. So I think it's an interesting one. Tagging anything, it's pretty unimaginative, and I prefer work that has a bit more thought and effort put into it.
I kind of just had an idea and modified it, and I designed it all myself. Just kind of, that didn't look right, and then did this, and I got it right kind of first time, to be fair. Just had an idea and went with it, really. I put a ad out on Facebook. Anyone who does graffiti, and a friend of a friend is from London, and he came up from London to do it for me. His name was Mark Mina. People do tend to comment on how fantastic it looks in here, and I appreciate it. It makes me feel good because I did design it all myself. Someone was trying to charge me 15 grand to come and do the design, and then it takes his personal touch off it. So I'm happy I did it myself, and the feedback I get is pretty good. So yeah, I did something right, I guess. Especially, the graffiti down there is probably my favourite part of the building, to be honest.
My name is James Mail. I run a company called Image School, which started 15 years ago. I'm a graphic designer by trade, but was graffiti artist by hobby. Now kind of an amalgamation of the two, but a lot of graffiti artwork, community work, youth work, private commissions, commercial. This particular piece of artwork was, kind of commissioned by the neighbourhood management team. There's a lot of people involved. It was a community project. Some of the people that run the community groups in Sinsel Bank, and it looked pretty cruddy and rubbish. Rachel knows what I do, so we put a proposal together and decided to get the local community involved with me as a professional artist to come down and paint the wall, paint a mural. Street art and galleries is a bit of a double-edged sword, and I like to see art on display wherever, and although I'd love to see this makes communities more colourful, and Lincoln, for instance, needs more of it, and you go to the Northern Quarter in Manchester, and lots of it's illegal, but there's a lot of legal stuff as well. Shutters painted, sides of buildings painted, and it's just kind of brightening the environment up and bringing art to everybody that doesn't necessarily have access or time or the inclination to go to a gallery, but it's nice to see it, and it's nice to see art wherever. And you get some comments, why are the police taking part in graffiti? Well, it's in that sense it's not graffiti, is it? It's not vandalism. It's a controlled and organised community project, and a PCSO, a police community support officer, is taking part in the community activity.